Hey guys, it's a super quick turnaround this week with Game Week 14 deadline coming on Tuesday. So in this video, I'm going to look at my team selection. I still don't have Bruno Fernandes. I still don't have Saka. I still own Gyökeres. And now Senesi is an issue because he's suspended for Game Week 14. So what am I going to do? Let's take a look at my Game Week 14 team selection and my potential transfer strategy. So guys, this is my current setup for Game Week 14. Again, the deadline is on Tuesday, so we don't really have much time to get stuff ready, get our teams ready and set up and transfer plans. So here is what I've got so far. Obviously, Ray is starting in goal with Brentford, game against Brentford at home. Richards plays against Burnley away. Van Dijk, albeit, very disappointing. I kind of regret buying Van Dijk now, and Liverpool just don't look great. I am recording this before the West Ham match, though, so who knows? He could well keep a clean sheet, and we might think differently about Van Dijk going into this week. But either way, Van Dijk is going to start for me. Now, provisionally, I have got Keane in. Now, Senesi is not going to start in Game Week 14 because he picked up his 5th yellow card, which kind of makes people want to sell him and makes me want to sell him at the moment because his long-term fixtures aren't great anyway. I don't really want to start Rodon, so there could be a transfer that I make there. In midfield, it's full of AFCON players, so I'm going to have to start, making moves soon. You can see that Sarr is in there. He is yet to play against Man United, so again, I'm hoping that he starts picking up form. We are in the middle of a free hit week for me currently, so I'm around 600k. I'm doing really well on the free hit. I've gone from like 4 million to kind of 500k in the matter of weeks, which has been really, really promising with the triple captain still to play. So I feel like I'm in a good position, depending on what happens today, which is Saturday. The kind of heavily owned asset games: Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, and Palace. But either way, I'm going to be starting Sarr against Burnley in the hope that he can really, really start picking up some hauls. And that goes for Mbeumo as well, who has a really good fixture against West Ham. I'm expecting him to do well. It's not long before he goes to AFCON, so I'm probably going to have to eventually upgrade him, and we'll probably touch upon that in my transfer section shortly. Now, joining Mbeumo in midfield is obviously Enzo. He could potentially be an issue soon with Palmer coming back, not on pans, not getting forward as much. But for now, game against Leeds is a very good opportunity for him, to kind of return. And he got an 11-pointer last time out, and he kind of cashed in on his XG a little bit, so I'm hoping he has another good game. Semenyo, blanked last time out in the free hit week, which was good for me because I didn't have him. But Everton at home, Everton were recently hammered at home, I think 4-1 by Newcastle. So I'm expecting Semenyo to do well. Semenyo actually, I think he managed close to 1 XGI in his recent match. I think it was against Forest, so he might not have returned. He was very close to, though. So I have no worries about Semenyo. NDI is on the bench for now. Penalty taker for Everton. It's not a bad fixture against Bournemouth. It's probably a pretty good one because Bournemouth haven't really been good or that good defensively. So he could well start for me, though, and I will go and move on to that shortly. Haaland is a shoo-in for captaincy, albeit not fantastic in terms of form recently. He should start. Man City are chasing Arsenal down now, aren't they? So I think starting Haaland or resting Haaland again is not a good idea, as we saw against Leverkusen in the Champions League. But joining him is Matata, who I'm slightly concerned doesn't make this game. So having attacking squad depth, and defensive squad depth could be important. Having squad depth in general could be super important coming into a very, very busy winter period in December and January eventually. So again, having squad depth could be really, really important. So I think with Matata, I am slightly worried. It's a fantastic game for him, though, but it's also a fantastic opportunity to be rested, right? It's, Burnley away. You can't really ask for much better, maybe at home. And then I've got Victor Gyökeres. Now, I'm not too sure if he's going to play yet. I haven't seen the Chelsea game yet. I'm not too sure if he's started. If he features in this, he could start Brentford, which kind of is some attacking coverage there. If I don't have Saka, I've got Gyökeres. Now, if we don't see Gyökeres at all, I still might start him because he's trained. I think Brentford is a good game for him to start, for him to come into, even if he only gets 60 minutes. I'm slightly worried about his long-term minutes, though, but with only 2 free transfers, I'm not exactly in the position to bring in Saka and stuff. But talking of transfers, let's now take a look at my potential transfer strategy ahead of Game Week 14. Now, as I mentioned, I've got 2 free transfers heading into game week 14. So, and I'm not in a position to make major changes. So I don't really want to blow all of my transfers. I'm also kind of wary that I have a lot of AFCON players. Now, I am aware we get AFCON free transfers, which is great, but ideally, I don't really want to have to use them, to sort out AFCON issues. I think they were meant for more casual players. So it's quite funny that I am in this position with loads of AFCON players. It's also really frustrating that Senesi picked up a yellow card, but because this week was actually, a good fixture for him, I thought, Everton at home is a fairly decent fixture. So I need to replace him. I think his fixtures long term aren't great. I've already discussed like squad depth and depth on the bench and stuff like that, and I think it's going to be really important. But I would be bringing him in for a starter, someone that I want to play regularly. And I don't know if I'm going to get that for Nico O'Reilly of Manchester City. I discussed him on a recent video. His data is really good. Ranks like one of the highest defenders in the league for non-penalty expected goal involvement so far. He also managed assists recently, an assist against Liverpool as well, and a goal against Bournemouth. So he is in really good attacking form. Manchester City are keeping clean sheets, and they also have very good fixtures long term. So I am seriously considering moving Senesi over to O'Reilly ahead of game week 14. And that goes for Malik Thiaw as well. I think it depends which way I want to go. If I want to go for safety of minutes, then I'll probably go for Malik Thiaw or Newcastle. Newcastle have pretty good fixtures long term. We know Thiaw's going to start every single match. We know he's an attacking threat in the box, not just because of his recent brace, but obviously, his data before that. He had more attempts than any of his defensive teammates on goal prior to that match anyway. So he was obviously a threat regardless of the brace. So that is my potential move, or I could just simply play Michael Keane, and roll the transfer and have free transfers next week. Now, free transfers next week could be really, really important because it would help me, obviously, if I had issues with Gokaresh and he was still unlikely to play. It means I could move stuff around because ideally, long term, I want Thiago, but I don't want to bring in Thiago this week because 1, he could be injured, and 2, he plays Arsenal. So making that move would also block me off from Saka, so I kind of have to get money from elsewhere, which would mean having to use free transfers. So they are my plans so far. It's likely that I'm probably just going to move Senesi over to O'Reilly, but I'm not quite sure yet. So that is for me for game week 14. So guys, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on what I should do ahead of game week 14 in the comments, and I will get back to you. Now, if you did enjoy that video, again, the usual stuff, please like, please subscribe, especially subscribe. There's a lot of you still watching that are yet to subscribe, so please hit that button, and I'll see you guys again soon.